Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are staying in a brand new hotel for us. It is a recently opened hotel within the last year, but we are staying at the Residence Inn right across the street from Six Flags over California. So let's go take a look around. So right when you first walk in the door, you are in this kind of grand foyer. It's not really super grand, but it is kind of the foyer. One thing to note about this hotel is you do have to use your room key in order to turn on the lights and air conditioning in the room. It's kind of a thing that more newer Marriott hotels are flipping towards. We've stayed at several in the last year that we did have to do this process in newer, more remodeled hotels. To our left is going to be the kitchen, and honestly I have to say, compared to some of the other Residence Inns that I've stayed at in South Carolina, Nevada, around the country, this one actually probably had the most functional kitchen space in terms of being able to feel like you could cook in a separate area. So let's take a look at it. Here we are in the kitchen space, and like I said, it is actually really the most functional because I feel like we have a lot of counter space. We have a fairly deep sink. Back behind the fridge is kind of the least functional space of the kitchen, mostly because the stove bumps right up next to the fridge, and the microwave door, when you open it, it kind of bumps into the fridge, and it kind of doesn't let you open the door fully and really utilize that space. But outside of that, we do have a dishwasher, we have storage cabinets down here, and we also have a bunch of storage overhead of the fridge and microwave if you're gonna be somebody who's staying here for a period of time. And they do give you a step ladder so that you can get up there if that is something that you're interested. Now, one interesting quirk about the kitchen is that we have been here for a week and we just found the actual kitchen knives, like the sharper knives. They were up in the cabinet. They weren't in the drawer. So we went a whole week with just like the regular butter knives to cut open our stuff. And I was like, this just, maybe I'll have to go downstairs and ask for the knives. But Gary found them the other night. So if you do stay at this hotel and you're missing kitchen knives as well, take a look in the cabinets because that's probably where you're gonna find them. Now, we do have a pretty big refrigerator in this space, and as you guys can see, we did go ahead and fully stock it with some stuff. Again, the kitchen's been fairly functional, so we've actually been cooking all of our meals for the most part in the hotel room. One interesting feature that I will point out is with this counter space, they do give you 2 bar stools. I don't know how functional it is. Maybe if you had small children and you wanted them to sit at a table space, this could function as that, as there isn't really a table space in this room. And another thing to mention too is this is actually one of the best lit kitchens that we've ever been in. And again, going back to like the storage space, we've got shelves up here. They do give you all of your glassware, all of your silverware because it is an extended stay. They give you your dishwasher tabs, your soap, your sponges, paper towels. So they'll keep you fully stocked on the essentials. And one thing that might just be a quirk of myself is the fact that they didn't just give us salt and pepper little packets. They actually gave us a little shaker, and this is how much I've been cooking. I've literally used almost this entire little salt shaker. So I did thoroughly enjoy the kitchen space. So next up, we're gonna go take a look at the living room / office area. Here we are in the living room / office hangout space. Now, one thing to note on the backside of our bar, from the kitchen is the couch. Now it is a fairly big couch. As you can see, Gary's luggage is up on top. Mine is down here, and I've threw my book bag on it from today. It is a pull-out couch, and they do give you extra linen, but you may still need to request extra pillows if you plan on utilizing this space. It's a fairly comfortable couch, and they do have a little like pull-over side table in case you wanted to sit and eat at the couch. We didn't. We really honestly only utilized this space for storage. Back over here to my left, we have another nice big window. There's a lamp over here that I honestly couldn't really figure out how to turn on. And then we have a little dresser space that gives us a little bit more storage. Now, one feature I think we both enjoyed was the fact that it is a very long workstation, and there are a lot of plugs in this room, not just over at the workstation, just in the room in general. There are a lot of spaces to plug into that are USB and your regular voltage plug-in space. Now, behind us in this space, there is a full-size mirror, so if you want to check your fit, you can check your fit in this mirror. There's also like this weird little desk here right next to this thing, and I think it's meant to throw your keys and your phone and maybe charge your phone. But if you're like me or most people that are elder millennials, we don't really sleep that far away from our phones. Next up, we're gonna go take a look at the sleeping space. So here we are in the bedroom space. So this is a studio room. So everything is in one big area, and there's not really anything to partition off the sleeping space from the office space from the kitchen space. Now, I do believe this hotel does have a 1-bedroom, which we're gonna try and see the next time we come back here if we can get into a 1-bedroom so we can show you guys that. But I will say it's a king bed. The bed was actually pretty comfortable. And I will say I am a fan of the Marriott linens way more than Hilton, only because I feel like they have a better quality to them, and I don't feel like they're just gonna fall off the bed. When we stay at the Hilton extended stays, I always feel like they almost have like a cheaper feel to them, and they never stay on the bed once we're actually sleeping in them. Now, going back to the actual bed itself, we do have side tables that match each other on both sides with little side lamps, and they actually have a little interesting reading lamp that you can pull out too if you don't want to turn on the big light, but I don't know how functional it is because usually they put reading lamps kind of up here so you can kind of direct them a little better. Up here, it's very hard to control what direction you're actually pointing that light in. Again, we do have plugins and USBs on the nightstand. There is a drawer, so if you want to throw some things in there. And there's also a little cubby hole at the bottom for extra storage. So when it comes to storage at the bedside, it's actually pretty nice. Now, over here to the left, we do have another table space, and this is where they place the TV. Now, the TV is on a full swivel, so you can either turn it so you can watch TV in bed, or flip it so you can watch it and cook and sit and enjoy TV while you're on the couch, which is a really nice option. One thing that we like to do when we travel is we travel with a Roku, so that way we can still watch our TV shows. And one thing about this hotel is the Wi-Fi was just not set up correctly enough for us to be able to do that. So keep that in mind if you're looking for like a legit bonus travel hack, is to travel with a Roku if you don't want to miss your favorite shows. But sometimes hotels like this don't have the internet access set up so that you can access it. So that was a bit of a bummer for us. But next up, we're gonna go check out the interesting hallway space before the bathroom. Here we are in the vanity space, as I'm going to call it. I'm not really sure what this space is called, but over here to the left, we do have more drawers, and they're actually quite big and deep. So if you're gonna be staying for a period of time, maybe an actually extended period of time, definitely a good place to kind of store your clothes and maybe accessories. A little bit tight on the clothes. There is a mirror over here. They do have some cabinet space, so you again have a lot of storage. So if you need to store like makeup, hair products, whatever it is that you brought with you to travel, you can store it over here. And there are plugs as well, so you could utilize this space as a get ready space. However, it would impede the door to the bathroom, which I'm gonna show you. it swings outward, and it's a big door too. It's not like a small door. It's actually quite wide. And in our room, it actually doesn't stay open. We actually had to kind of prop it up with a little stand so that it would stay open when we weren't using it. Just a little quirk that we noticed. I honestly believe this should have been a sliding barn door, or possibly, as Gary told me off camera, is put the hinges on the other side and let it swing into the bathroom, and that would make this space more functional, because if it's open you can't utilize this space, and it also it's just not functional. So before we go check out the bathroom, I forgot to tell you guys about the closet. Now, it is actually a decently sized closet. You could definitely put a few suitcases in here. You do have a wire rack overhead. There's lots of hangers. You've got your iron and your ironing board, and this is where you're gonna find your extra linens for that pull-out couch, or if you need an extra blanket for the bed in the winter months when it gets cold, this is where you're gonna find it. Now, I did not see a safe in this room. I don't know if other rooms have safes. Maybe this room's just missing one, but through our exploration of the room, we did not find a safe in here. So let's go actually check out that bathroom now. So this bathroom is actually one of the larger bathrooms we've had at an extended stay, and honestly one of the biggest showers that we've had at an extended stay. I will say the lighting in here is quite nice compared to some of the other rooms that we've stayed in. I do feel like it's bright and open, but as you can hear, it is kind of a bit of a dead space. It's got a lot of echo to it. The counter space is nice over here on the right-hand side. We do have some shelving for, again, more storage. A nice vanity mirror that does illuminate quite well if you're trying to do your makeup. And then when you get into the shower, as you can see, it is actually quite spacious. Honestly, not a bad shower. And you do get bath products over here, and you do have plenty of storage if you need it. As you can see, we definitely have been using it because I don't travel light. One thing to note, there's no door stop on this door, so if you swung it hard enough, you could potentially break this door, which might be a safety concern that might have just been missed. Also, one thing we noticed in this room is that for whatever reason, the water that comes out of the bathroom sink, we haven't noticed it out of the shower, the toilet, or the kitchen. It has a sulfur smell to it, so we're not quite sure what's going on there. Underneath, we do have, again, more storage for toilet paper and towels, but overall, we did enjoy utilizing this bathroom. So as you guys can see, this room is actually quite large. It is fairly functional. There are some bits and pieces that I think they could improve upon, but overall, we definitely enjoyed staying in this room. Now, let's go take a look at the rest of the hotel.
Here's the hallways. Pretty typical pattern. This is definitely a bigger hotel than most extended stays because it actually wraps around like a square. Well, kind of like a rectangle, I guess. Down there is the laundry. Show you that in a little bit. And then this way is the elevators. Here's where all the elevators are. You got two little nice couches, a little nice sitting area. And then to our left here are the elevators for each level. There's ice on level 2 and level 4. Pretty standard ice machine. It is kind of halfway around, so the building's a rectangle. You got to think that this is on the opposite side of where the elevators are, so you kind of have to walk around to get to it. In case you're wondering what's on each floor. Breakfast times for you. Down in the gym, they do have a water bottle refill station, which is nice. They have some headphones in case you need them. Another nice little amenity. The exercise room's really spacious. There's not that much in here. There's 4 treadmills, 2 ellipticals, a recumbent bike, and a standard bike, but not a Peloton. 2 benches, and some weights. Here's the weights for you, in case you're wondering. There's me in the mirror with my messed up knee. At the far end of the gym, there's a TV. And then there's one of these exercise machines. Pretty standard equipment, but the one thing I will say as I turn here, there's those 2 bikes over there. There's the other machines. It's a really big space. It's like they could use a little more equipment in here because it is that much open space, but really good size for this size hotel. And the pool is on the other side of this glass. Made it to guest laundry. So we're looking at $1.75 to dry and between $1.50 and $1.75 to wash. They do have a bunch of machines here. They have 12 washers and 5 dryers. So good assortment of that. A little folding table in the corner. Definitely a legit tip is that it's all done through an app though. So if you have coins or whatever, that's not gonna work here. It's just done through the app. That's no fun. So we'll see if we decide to use these. I'm not a big fan of the app because you have to register, give them all your information just to use their washer and dryer. It's like, I'm not really interested in that. I just want to pay with some coins or money, but we'll see. Here's the lobby area. There's like a bar. There's the outdoor area we'll check out in a second. And then there's some sitting areas with tables. And there's check-in over there. And some booths for breakfast and stuff. So this is the main lobby area. So on the other side of here is a sort of meeting space outside. Our room is up that way. But here's the pool. It's a nice little area. And there's the freeway in the distance. It is a tad bit loud out here, but they do have some shade and stuff. So the pool's just a typical little rectangle, 5 feet at one end, 3 foot at the other. Not much to it. Here's the outdoor seating area. Got a couple fire pits, some tables. There's 2 grills over there. And this is what it looks like. It's kind of nice at night, but they close it pretty early, so I don't understand the lights. It's closed almost before the lights can come on when the sun goes down. But it does have some nice fire pits and stuff, and then there's the pool over there. So this is the courtyard area for the hotel. This is one of the weirdest things I found in this. I guess because it's by a theme park, it's more family friendly, but they do have a game room. It has a table tennis, they have foosball, and then they have shuffleboard too, which is pretty neat, but check this out. To get in this room, you need to stop by the front desk and they give you this bag. It has a thing for the door, and then it has table tennis, shuffleball, a soccer ball for the foosball table, some ping pongs, and some pads. So you need to pick this up first. A legit tip, your room key does not actually work on this door, so you have to go down to the lobby and get this before you can actually come into this room. What do you think of this interesting setup? It's not a very big room, so if there's a lot of people in this hotel, you might not be able to get in here. But what do you think about it? It's kind of a neat little amenity, but how useful is it is what I'm thinking, especially if you have a lot of families here. All right, here's a look at the parking garage. It's just one level, so it's kind of different than other parking garages. Wow, you can hear the interstate from here. It really kind of echoes. But there's just one level. There's not that much parking for the entire hotel. Since there's only one level, there's really not that much. But if you can get down here, here's an option. Or you can park outside. There's some covered parking as well as not covered parking in the parking lot outside. Wanted to highlight another thing. I mean, this is a new hotel, and this is what we've been dealing with all week. The light in the bathroom is just spazzing out for no reason. The dishwasher and disposal didn't work earlier this week. They had to come fix it. The TV wouldn't turn on when we got here. And then they did finally come and fix that. But our Roku won't connect to the internet because the internet's not set up correctly. So though it is a new one and the rooms are pretty clean and nice, there's a lot of issues here that really don't make sense why they're issues. This place isn't that old. That shouldn't be having this many problems. All right, that concludes our stay here at the Santa Clarita Residence Inn. Yeah.
So it was a fairly newer hotel. It is a extended stay, so you do get the mini kitchen with a stovetop, microwave, and a full-size fridge, dishwasher. I actually thought the kitchen space was probably the most functional I've seen in a long-term stay.
Yeah, the goods were, it's definitely a new hotel, so if you just have a short-term stay there and you want a little bit of ability to cook and stuff and you're going to maybe the Six Flags or whatever there, it's a great option for that. For the long-term stays, there's a lot of stuff they still haven't ironed out from being new, from the internet not working. That's probably the most frustrating. But also like some of the appliances and stuff in the kitchen weren't working either. So there's kind of a mix. But if you're only going to be there for a couple days and you just need that kitchen for your family, it could be a good option.
Yeah, we're going to see the next time we come back if we can get upgraded to one of their one bedrooms, since this one was a studio style where everything's just one big room. So we'll see if that one's any different or if we can get that upgrade next time.
Yeah, so definitely subscribe if you want to see that.
So if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up.
Please hit that subscribe button.
And ring that notification bell so you get notified when we do at least 3 videos a week.
And we'll come and get you out for the next one.
Ain't that the truth, Baby Ruth?
Bye, everybody.
Bye.